Hi everyone, you're welcome to Social Pills channel, the best choice you've made for your update. Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, comment on them, and don't forget to share.
On today's update, Muslims lobby president-elect for more ministers than Christians. Vanguard reported in a post by Dixon Omobola that indications emerged last week that the jostle for inclusion in the cabinet of the next federal administration had intensified as some Muslims pleaded with President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu to give more ministerial appointments to members of their own faith than their Christian counterparts. This is what we are facing currently. Muslims, especially northern Muslims, are out lobbying seriously to see that they dominate the government of this Muslim ticket that APC has put forward with the candidature of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima. This is what we have been running from, but so many people did not see it. And now, inauguration for this president-elect that is very unpopular with the people of Nigeria has not happened, and they are already out with their mindset. They begged Tinubu to give Muslims in Muslim majority states at least 4 ministerial appointments per geopolitical zone after his inauguration. There are 6 states in each of the 6 geopolitical zones, viz. South-South, Southwest, North-Central, Northeast, and Northwest. Only the Southeast has 5 states. The 1999 Constitution, as amended, provides that each of the 36 states of the Federation must have 1 native in the federal cabinet. Section 6, Part 1, Section 147 of the Constitution, titled Ministers of Federal Government, says specifically 3. Any appointment under subsection 2 by the President shall be in conformity with the provisions of Section 14, subsection 3 of this Constitution, provided that, in giving effect to the provisions aforesaid, the President shall appoint at least 1 minister from each state who shall be an indigene of such state. The implication of the Muslims lobby is that any geopolitical zone where people of their own faith are in majority, Muslims should have 4 ministers in the Tinubu cabinet, while Christians should be contented with 2. They listed affected states to include Taraba, Adamawa, Nasarawa, Bauchi, Kogi, Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Niger, Kaduna, Kebbi, and Lagos. The lobby is coming on the heels of the controversy generated by the Muslim presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress (APC), which won the February 25th, 2023 election. Only God knows if that election was won by the APC and Tinubu. They should stop this statement that Tinubu won the election is totally not acceptable. As a matter of fact, the case is still in court. So I don't see a reason why we should be saying that Tinubu won that election. Moreover, I'm seeing the list of states here that they mention claiming that Muslims have the highest numbers in them. I still stand to disagree with this their position on some of the states that I see here. States like Kogi, I can contest that. I don't think Muslims have majority number in this state. And it is so saddening that these people will come out head straight to make claims that they want Muslims to have higher ministerial appointments in the government than Christians. So what happens to competence? What happens to capacity? These people are really out for an agenda, and only God knows where this is taking us to. We need to open our eyes. We need to open our eyes wide open. Like, we need to be seriously involved and follow up anything that this government is coming out with. So let me continue with the news. Those in favor of the ticket has said what was important was the competence of the presidential candidate and his running mate, while those in opposition said the development would embolden Muslim hardliners to try to Islamize the country. Now, let me even see what competence is in the presidential candidature of Tinubu. If we are talking about competence, I don't think Tinubu will stand any other political party that contested this election. Competence should totally be removed here. I'm not against Tinubu. I don't hate his person. I'm not saying that, yes, as a governor at that time, he did not do well. I'm not saying that. He was strong and vibrant, and yes, he did well. I am not against Tinubu and what he stands for, but that he is competent as it stands with his age and with some of the disturbing allegations that are leveled against him, with also US coming out to make statements that proves that yes, this man was actually convicted of drug crime there. I don't see this man. Competence is nowhere close to Tinubu in this election at all, in his candidature. In fact, competence should totally be removed. What do you think? Please drop your comment. We want to hear from you. Separately, the lobbyists made a case for a top job for the outgoing governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, in the Tinubu administration. They initially wanted a juicy job for the governor before changing their words to top job. The Muslims who spoke under the aegis of Muslim rights concern, Murik, made their case in a statement titled Murik to Tinubu, give Muslims in Muslim majority states 4 ministers each. As Nigeria warms up for the inauguration of a new administration under the able, tested and trusted leadership of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we remind the incoming president and other Nigerians of past political marginalization of Muslims in Muslim majority states since independence. The statement signed by Professor Ishaq Akintola, Murik Executive Director, said, now, let me even come to understand something here, that Muslims are being marginalized. Can these people just open their ears and hear that Muslims have not been, politically aware, conscious, and they have not participated? Who in this country are well politically informed than the Muslims? So it is, I don't know where all these things are coming from. See, they should come out clear, point blank, that this is where this their agenda is driving to. They should stop using false claims to portray what they have in mind. Their intentions are yet to come to the fore, but we are only seeing symptoms or signs of where these things are going. Citing the marginalization of Muslims in some parts of the country under successive administrations, despite being in the majority, and the opportunity the Tinubu presidency presents to redress the development, the statement said, we are deeply disturbed that it is only in the core north, where we have states like Sokoto, Borno, Katsina, etc., that the right of Muslims to be included in governance is respected. Imagine. So apart from these places, we don't have the rights of Muslims being respected. Places like Kogi, that has produced governor from the scratch as Muslims down till date. They are telling us that Muslims have been marginalized. In fact, we are waiting for these people to bring their grammar. That is, if eventually Tinubu succeeds to remain as the president. I'm not saying that he might not be inaugurated, but I'm very, very sure that this country, if we are not going to plunge into lawlessness, and just like that is said, if we are not going to end democracy in Nigeria by allowing this Tinubu's mandate to continue, then former Christian military heads of state and civilian presidents have deliberately marooned Muslims from the political architecture of Muslim majority states. Christians who were appointed governors over Muslim majority regions and states were secretly given instructions to either turn or shake the demographic table in favor of Christianity. Look at, just come and hear something. So these people have actually been seated and they are just putting their eyes in the south, especially watching the way things have been favoring people who are from the Christian divide. And it has been in their heart to one day come up with this Muslim ticket, just to see that yes, they will have a strong standing and hold of power in the country to begin to change things strongly to their favor. Unfortunately, this happened at a time when Muslims were still suffering from paucity of political consciousness in those regions and states. Look at what they are saying. So Muslims have not got any political consciousness or participation. All the while in some of these states that these people are mentioning, we are still watching to see where these people want to drive these their points at. Example of past denial of Muslims in participatory democracy can be found in the appointment of Colonel David Bamigboye as military governor of Kwara State, a predominantly Muslim majority state. His rule was from May 1967 to July 1975 by General Jack Gowon, retired. Lieutenant Colonel Francis Adekunle Fajuyi was also appointed military governor of the Western Region by General Johnson Thomas Umunakwe Agui Ironsi. The Southwest had earlier been led mainly by Christian political leaders, featuring Chief Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, and Chief Victor Babaremilekun Adetokunbo Fani Kayode. The Christianization agenda of the Southwest had also been championed by Christian military administrators and governors like Lieutenant Colonel Robert Adeyinka Adebayo, Mobolaji Johnson, Christopher Oluwole Rotimi, Navy Cap Akintunde Aduo, Colonel David Jemi Bewon. Obasanjo and Jonathan out-heroed all the 6 ministers appointed by them from the Southwest were Christians, and Muslims were totally excluded from federal appointments under them. Worse still, they appointed Christians as ministers from core Muslim states like Bauchi, Kwara, and Kaduna. So, with what we have just seen, it should be clear to the blind and very, very audible to the deaf that the agenda of Islamization has a strong potency in this administration that we have now. We need to be on the lookout. Look, I want us to drop our comment. I don't know, is this the first time you are coming across this channel? Please do well to subscribe, like my videos, make your comments. Let's know, let's have your thoughts, because every thought is important, every opinion is important at this point. And then share this video, let it get to as many as. The call for more ministers than Christians is very, 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 very serious matter that we cannot just overlook. We need to come out. This case is still in court. It is not decided yet that Tinubu is the true winner of that election that held, because I know majority of us that are listening to me now, you did not vote for Tinubu. So why should we keep quiet? Why should we sit back and feel like it doesn't concern us when eventually, when decisions are made, it is going to affect us? We need to come out in full force. We need to say no to this. Nigeria is no longer ignorant like the Nigeria of 1990s. We should come out and support justice so that we can have our mandate back and see that yes, things will be put aright. We are not against Muslims, we are not against the Northerners, but things should be put aright. Everybody has free will in democracy. So to begin to impose a particular religion or impose a particular region on the other people is totally uncalled for. So this is the news, and I say let me share with us. Is this the first time you are coming to my channel? Please do well to subscribe, do well to like my videos, drop your comment, and share the videos. Let it get to as many as. Until I bring you another update, I remain your host, Great Wonder. Thanks for watching. Bye.